Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I'm really excited to be making this video. I've been wanting to make this for a while and I've just been trying to collect my thoughts and figure out a good time to do it, and now I'm gonna do it. So today I'm going to talk about my experience auditioning for the Juilliard School of Drama. So let me start off by saying that the Juilliard School of Drama was one of my dream schools to go to when I was younger. I love acting, it's what I want to do, and I just thought it would be a perfect fit. I was obsessed with this school. And when it came time for me to start applying for colleges, I decided to apply to Juilliard. And I had an in-person audition in New York. So I really just want to tell you guys about my experience and just kind of share what I went through for other people who are thinking about auditioning or who have an audition in the future for the school. It is quite intimidating, and I just want to tell my story. I also want to say I love Juilliard and I have no beef against it whatsoever. I didn't get in. That's fine. They have a 6% acceptance rate, so I went in knowing I probably wasn't going to get in. I wanted to get in, obviously, but you know, it's a hard school to get into. It's the Ivy League of drama schools, and you know, I wasn't too hurt when I didn't get in. So today I'm just going to tell my story and let's get started. So the first part of the process is sending in your application. It's a pretty simple application, actually. It only took me like a couple days to do. So they required an essay and one teacher recommendation. So my essay was about why I wanted to be an actor, and I think it was 4 pages. They had a couple different things that you could do your essay on. That was the one I picked. And then I had a letter of recommendation from a teacher, and they would have you do another essay if you had a special circumstance. So if you're taking gap year or you failed a class, something like that, they'd want another essay, but I didn't have to write one. And then you wait. I didn't wait for very long. I think it was like 2 days, and then I was asked to do an in-person audition. So I had my audition on the 26th of January 2020. I went to New York for a couple days. I think we stayed 4 days total. We went and saw Moulin Rouge on Broadway, which was amazing. And then I had my auditions. The audition process started at 8:15 a.m. I like to get places early, so I got there around like 7:50 probably. And then you go inside. You walk up the stairs and there's students there and they check you in, and if you're with your parents like I was, you say goodbye to your parents and you go up. You go up with a bunch of different people and you are put into groups. I was in group 4 and there were 3 waiting rooms. So I went into a waiting room with a bunch of different people from different groups, but mostly people from group 4, and we all started mingling. A good thing to know is that Juilliard students are in the rooms. They're monitoring it, and they're the ones that check you in, really lead you through every single step. I loved the fact that there were students there because they were all theater majors, and I really took advantage of speaking to them, and I really recommend that if you are auditioning. It just makes you feel a little more calm, and they understand what you're going through. So you sit in this waiting room for a while, and then around 8:45 we did a group warm-up, and that was everyone who was auditioning that day. So I think it was about 200 people total. We went to this gym and we just did vocal warm-ups, and then we did body warm-ups, so we moved around a lot. That was really fun. It was really intimidating because it was like, holy cow, there's a lot of people here. But it was really good to know, and we met all of the people who were going to be judging that day. And then we went back to the waiting rooms, and that's when you wait. and wait and wait and wait. So once we get back from the warm-up, we're put into these rooms. There were about 100 people in my room, and they had these like two sections of when we were gonna go. So there was like a bunch of people in section 1 and then more people in the second section. I was in section 2. This is different than the groups. So I knew I wouldn't be going until later. I didn't go until 3, and I got there at 8:15. So there are 2 kids sitting in front of me waiting to go into this audition room. And by then I'm getting really, really, really hyped. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get into this school. It's gonna be great, even though I knew I probably wasn't gonna get in there. And then someone left the room and another kid went in. The kid who was 2 people in front of me. So now it was just one guy, me, and then another student waiting. And then the person in the room left, and then it was the guy in front of me. So I knew I was going to be next. And that's when my nerves really kicked in. This is really funny, actually. So the guy leaves who was in front of me, and I was like, okay, my turn to go. I like stood up, and then one of the judges comes out, and he's like, Jordan, or whatever his name was, can you come back in? And I was like, oh no! I got really excited, and then I had to wait probably, I think it could have been like 2 minutes. It felt like 10 minutes that I had to wait before I could go. And finally, it was my time to go. And I walk in, there's 3 people sitting at a table, and there's like a big gap and then a stool. And I go by the stool. There's markers for where you're supposed to stand, and then there's like a marker of like, don't go past this line, basically. Like, don't get in the judges' faces. So we had to do one, what is it called? This is why I didn't get into Juilliard. One classical monologue and one contemporary monologue. I chose Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow from the Scottish play as my classic monologue. And I chose actually a monologue from HBO's Barry for my contemporary monologue. Juilliard really doesn't like TV shows or movies for their monologues. It's frowned against. It's like, it's not what they like. But I love that monologue and I relate to it so much. I knew I had to do it. I knew picking a monologue from a play, I wouldn't be my best. I knew I would be my absolute best doing this monologue. So I chose it. It was a risk. Obviously it didn't work out, but that's okay because I followed my heart and I know that if I did something else, it wouldn't have been as good. So I do my Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow monologue, and then straight from that I go into my monologue from Barry. I made a little oopsie daisy with this one. So we weren't supposed to like take too much of a pause in between our monologues. I took about a 5-second pause. What I didn't expect is my monologue from Barry starts with, I'm sorry, can we stop for a second? There's something I need to say. And I said that, and a judge answered me. And she said, yeah. Oh, what is it? And I froze. And then I kept going. I kept going with my monologue. I was just like, I feel like there's something I need to say. This piece that I'm doing for class, and she finally gets it and starts laughing. And then the other judges start laughing. I didn't know what to do. I just kept going. I feel like maybe if I were to do it over again, maybe I would have like stopped and have been like, can we reset? Can we restart? But I didn't because I didn't expect that to happen. So I went through my monologue. They were all laughing. They were all really nice. They didn't ask me to sing, thank God. A lot of times they ask people to sing. I'm not a singer. That would have been awful. So I finished my 2 monologues. They said thank you and I left. And then I waited, and I waited some more, 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 and then around 4 o'clock, they put up a sheet, and my name wasn't on it, and I went home. My experience auditioning for Juilliard, honestly, it was fine. It was really fun. It was really interesting. You know, it's this school that I wanted to go to for so long. And still, obviously, like, if I got in, I'd go, because it's Juilliard. But the audition process was scary, but it was also fun. So my advice for anyone who is going to audition for them soon, or is applying and just wants to know what the audition process is like for theater, it's intimidating. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are better than you there. There's a lot of people who have done more things. There's a lot of people who are worse than you. It's just the way it works. My advice is just to go in, do your best, and leave. My other advice is to talk to people and learn about people. I think it's so important to really take advantage of the time you're given, to ask the other students questions, to talk to the other people auditioning. Everyone there is nervous. Like, even if they're pretending not to be, even if they're pretending they're like hot shit, they're nervous. So I think the best thing you can do is just try and be nice, be respectful, be kind, and really have a good time. My smaller suggestions is take a snack if you're a person who gets hungry easily. I don't really eat when I'm nervous, so I didn't really have to worry about it, but I was there for a while. Also take a book or a coloring book or something to do, because chances are you're not going to go first, and if you do go first, then you have to wait for that little sheet to come up. So that's my main advice. I also just want to say, if you didn't get into Juilliard, it's okay. It's 6% acceptance. I didn't get in, and I'm doing fine. So I really hope you guys liked this video. Please make sure to subscribe if you liked it, and comment down below if you're thinking of applying. If you have applied, if you got in, if you didn't get in, just let me know. I really hope to be making more acting focused videos, so if that's something that you would like to see, then make sure and tell me. And give me suggestions of what to talk about next. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!